Good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream. I'm going to do your November the 7th, just for today, in a meditation. The title of the meditation, Feeling God's Will. I sincerely believe that a higher power could restore my sanity and that I would stop trying to figure out what God's will was, just accept things for what they were and be grateful. The longer we stay clean, the less surely we know what our higher power's will for us is, and the less it matters. Knowledge of our higher power's will becomes less a knowing thing and more a feeling thing. We still practice the 11th step faithfully, but rather than look for signs from our higher power, we begin to rely more on our intuition, trusting our feelings about what will make us comfortable. After staying clean a few years, what we do seem to know is when we are acting against God's will for us. When we are going against God's will, we get that old uncomfortable feeling in our gut. That queasiness is a warning that if we continue in this direction, ahead lie many sleepless nights. We need to pay attention to such feelings, for they are often signals that we are acting contrary to our higher power's will for us. Our 11th step clearly states the true goal of prayer and meditation: improvement of our conscious contact with the God of our understanding, bringing us clear knowledge of God's will for us and the power to carry it out. We know God's will most clearly by how it feels, not by signs or words, and it feels right. Just for today, I will pray for the knowledge of my higher power's will for me and the power to carry it out. I will pay attention to my feelings and act when they feel right. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the reversion of the Serenity Prayer. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. That's a beautiful meditation, talking about feeling God's will rather than knowing God's will. You know, when we're in prayer and meditation, right, we're asking for a knowledge of God's will for us and the power to carry that out, the strength or power, right? So we are asking in that 11th step, or we're saying that I have maintained this habit of meditation and prayer. I have conscious contact with the God of my understanding. And my plea, my request is to know that higher power's will for me and to be given the strength to be able to do it. I believe personally that the longer we stay around, it's not that we know less of what God's will is for us as much as it is we're more in tune spiritually and we can feel it as well as know it. So I personally believe that it's possible and necessary to be able to do both, right? There's a lot of times my gut instinct is operating out of past resentments, past hurts, and it's almost like post-traumatic stress disorder. There's something about the way that I'm wired that is related to who I've been in the past, the hurts and harms that have been caused to me, dangerous situations I've been in, that kind of signals an alarm. Don't go there. Don't go there. Don't do that. Don't do that. So I have to remember that I am wired pessimistically, almost naturally. It wasn't the intent for me, but that's how things turned out. I am almost wired that way. So sometimes I would say my gut instinct is operating out of an old pattern, out of an old situation. But here's the beautiful thing is that today, the person that I am spiritually, I have that awareness to know, okay, you're telling yourself you shouldn't go here, you shouldn't do that. But let's look at the motive. Let's look at the exact nature of that and look at that and weigh it out and make sure that this isn't a red flag that is trying to throw you a signal. Don't go, don't do that, don't do this, because of who you were in the past and how you operated and the fear, phobias, um, sensations, psychosomatic sensations that you are having as a result of your past, right? I personally know now to weigh that out. So my gut instinct, a lot of times, is right on point, but there's a lot of times that it's not. The person that I am today, I am spiritual minded enough and connected enough to the God of my understanding that I am able to weigh that out and understand where certain things are coming from. Right? My lived experience sometimes wasn't always great. Obviously, I'm in recovery, right? And so I have to sometimes take a look at that and weigh that out and make sure that it's not operating out of an old pattern, right? There's people that still have old bugaboos that come up and haunt them in a sense. And a lot of their what we would call gut instinct is just them being on alert and aware that the wreckage of their past hasn't been cleared up. So I would say with this meditation that you personally would have to go back through it and figure out where the improvement of your conscious contact with the God of your understanding needs to be clear, intensified, so that not only do you have the knowledge, but you also have the ability to weigh in with how you're feeling, right? So all of you, the whole person is connected to the God of your own understanding. I would recommend that. My name is Mighty Stream. I've enjoyed talking to you today. Have a beautiful day on purpose.